He's playing like a leader.
He's elevated everybody.
This is the MVP.
Shea is the MVP.
What if the Porzingis move do for the Celtics?
I think it makes them the title favorites. That's how I feel about it.
But that's why I compared him to the 89 version of Michael Jordan,
Okay.
right? But the Greek Freak, the most dominant player in the NBA right now. Look,
If I said to you, Nikola Jokic is the best basketball player in the world,
It's very, very obvious.
Now that the regular season is coming to an end, we now have a better idea of which teams are looking to contend for an NBA championship this year. Teams like the Denver Nuggets and Boston Celtics were expected to be at the top of their respective conferences, while teams like the Timberwolves and Thunder have exceeded expectations. I made a video about which team would win the NBA championship earlier in December, but here in this video, I'll evaluate the teams that are in title contention and determine whether they are contenders or pretenders. Starting in the Western Conference, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. A team that was not expected to do much due to their super young lineup, the Thunder have surpassed all expectations, being atop the standings for the whole season. Led by young superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Thunder have a very methodical pace on offense, but play very aggressively on defense, leading to the Thunder being top 5 in both blocks and steals per game. Not only are they aggressive on defense, it seems like every player on the roster has the green light to do what they feel is best for the team. Players like Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, and both Jalen Williams have done a great job in playing second fiddle to SGA when need be. They lead the league in 3-point percentage and free throw percentage as well, showing their ability to shoot the ball is effortless. Here in the regular season, the Thunder have been unbelievable, but whether they can be this dominant in the playoffs is a different story. The playoffs are a different beast, being more physical, more pressure, and needing more experience. Every team that wins in the playoffs has had a dominant big with a great offensive supporting cast, and in my opinion, the Thunder don't have that yet. I say the Thunder are pretenders. The Denver Nuggets started off relatively slow, going 14-9 in their first 23 games this season after winning it all last year. However, the Nuggets pulled it together, going to the top of the West standings towards the end of the season. Being as it's the same roster from last year, we all know what this team is capable of. Teams still haven't figured out Nikola Jokic, still being a top 3 player in the league. Jamal Murray is one of the best scoring guards in the league, and the Nuggets supporting cast, including Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, have been outstanding. Great coaching, great players, prove they can win a championship already. This team is a contender. Now we come across maybe the most surprising team in the league, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. They finished 42-40 last season, and they got the same amount of wins in less than 60 games this season. We look at this team on paper, and we're surprised that this team has been so successful. Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert lead this team, but that big three doesn't seem exciting compared to teams like the Clippers, Suns, and Lakers. What's been winning their games has been their defense, being the best defensive team in the league this season, allowing only 107 points a game. Everybody on this team plays defense, something you can't say about any team in this league. Even though Cat's out with a knee injury, they still have been able to win games on the back of Ant Edwards. Now, as good as the Timberwolves have been this season, they don't fit the contender requirements in my opinion, not having the experience in the playoffs compared to other teams. The furthest they've ever gone in the playoffs was losing in the first round. They have to do more in playoff time to prove they're contenders, but as of now, they're pretenders. Going to the Eastern Conference, let's talk about the most dominant team in the league, in the Boston Celtics. This team has been so good this season after acquiring Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis this offseason. Derek White has grown into his own as well this season, being a great role player for the best team in the league. This team is as complete as one could be. One of the best defensive teams, one of the best offensive teams, have superstars in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, have a great supporting cast, and great coaching. Seeing that this team made the NBA Finals 2 years ago and lost in the conference finals last year, I got the Celtics as contenders. A team that made arguably the biggest move this offseason, the Milwaukee Bucks are going for their second championship in 4 years. A team that is led by the partnership of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard, they've really come into their own despite losing their coach halfway into the season and having defensive issues. Now, with moves made at the trade deadline to improve their defense, getting Chris Middleton back from injury, and finally learning how to play with each other, the Bucks are primed to go for another chip. The only issue I have with that team is their coaching. They think hiring Doc Rivers is a good hire because he won one championship 16 years ago with 3 Hall of Famers, but it might not end well. I see the Bucks as contenders, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a second round exit. Those are the top 5 teams in the league, but there are still more teams that are making the playoffs and need to be talked about. So instead of doing in-depth analysis of every team that I know will be in the playoffs, I'll do a quick fire round. Starting off in the West, the Clippers, contenders. Have the stars and experience to put it together. Pelicans, pretenders. Don't have the playoff experience. Mavericks, pretenders. Don't have a dominant big to help Luka. Now going to the East, the Cavs, Knicks, Magic, Pacers, all pretenders because they don't have the experience or dominant big to help them out in the playoffs. The Heat, contenders. Can never doubt Jimmy Butler and the Heat for some odd reason. The 76ers, contenders. If they can get Joel Embiid back in time for the playoffs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.